Hello and welcome. I'm Debbie Bergio. Today we are joined by Larry Zarzecki to talk about the Parkinson's Foundation and his very personal connection to it. Larry, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me today. I really appreciate it. It's a great opportunity.
Oh, thank you. First of all, I would like to ask you about Parkinson's Awareness Month. I know is that in April or is it May?
Parkinson's Awareness Month is in April, and it's to bring awareness to Parkinson's disease and the effects it has on the body and why it's so important to move.
Well, I know that this is very, very personal for you. Can you please tell us about your diagnosis and your journey?
Well, Parkinson's is a neurological disease, and there's about 1 million people uh, in the United States that have Parkinson's. And Parkinson's is very hard to diagnose. It's not just one diagnosis, it's multiple tests that a movement disorder specialist or a neurologist may put you through. For me, it took a few years and it was very, very frustrating because your body's telling you something's wrong and you just can't figure out what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different for each person. So it does take a while for diagnosis, which is unfortunate because the average person can have Parkinson's disease or Parkinsonism um, for up to 10 years before it's diagnosed.
Would you be willing to share some of what your symptoms were and how when you were finally diagnosed?
Sure. At first, it's like anything else. I had a little twitch in my right thumb, and I didn't think much of it. And as time went on, it got worse, and I started to notice changes in my body. I was recognizing these changes. And as I would try to speak to my family about it, I lost a step. We just figured, okay, well, you just turned 50 or 51, I don't remember.
That's not old.
Yeah,
It's no time to lose a
age.
step.
Yeah, it's age, don't
Yeah.
worry about it. Well, I noticed fatigue, changes in anxiety, fatigue. Um, a lot of people shy away from this, but I noticed my um, digestive system was changing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that became concerning. I felt as though I wasn't able to make decisions the way I used to be able to make them. And I would try to explain it, and it would just be frustrating. You're getting older, you've lost a step. So other changes I noticed were in my walking. My walking had slowed down. Everything I used to do had gotten slower. I would call it my John Wayne walk, if I'm allowed to use another name in this. And I would try and hide the anxiety um, of not being able to walk a straight line or the shortening of my steps by pushing the shopping cart everywhere I went. If I went to the store, I had to push the shopping cart. That way I could walk a straight line. My writing became horrible. My writing after a while became very small and together. So the micrographia was setting in. So finally we got a diagnosis, and um, it was actually a relief. It was actually a relief to get the diagnosis because I knew I wasn't crazy.
I have heard that from a number of different conditions, but absolutely, once you know that there actually is something,
And
and then it can give you a path to learning how to address it.
exactly. So I'd just like to take a second to say, people, if you get diagnosed with Parkinson's, it's not the end of the world. It should be a relief because finally, you know, you're not crazy, and
Hmm.
there are medications out there. Um, there's no cure for it, but you can function, which is a good thing.
Absolutely. So this sounds like maybe where the how did you find out about the Parkinson's Foundation? And maybe this played a part in how well you're doing.
Well, I got involved with the Parkinson's Foundation just as there were two foundations and they had just merged. And I had gotten involved because I was still in the real intense learning mode. And the Parkinson's Foundation, they have so many avenues of learning and libraries, books, videos, lectures, um, doctors, cohorts. There's just so much they have to offer. So I became involved. Um, we brought Moving Day to Baltimore, and I think for the first and second year, I was the chair of Moving Day Baltimore.
What
And
is Moving Day?
Moving Day is where communities come together, and it's just a family day. Um, it's a family day of fun, and it celebrates moving and being alive and togetherness and networking. You have a chance to meet other people and compare notes, which is great because things that I'm dealing with, other people are just starting to deal with or have already dealt with, and we feel comfortable around one another. People with neurological disorders like this, Parkinson's, the foundation has found that, as well as others, people who have it, we become reclusive
Hmm.
because some days it actually takes everything we have just to function. And we all try to hide that and can't do
Hmm.
it all the time. Or we're afraid to leave the house because I might, I just might, and this will make you smile, but um, I might be lucky enough to go to the bathroom today because I'm really bloated and my sides are killing me. So I don't want to go
You don't
too
want to
far.
go out in case you have the opportunity to fix that.
Right. Right. So if we
No,
can fix that,
I hear that. Yeah.
um, and the tremoring and other issues when we have a lot of anxiety or anxiety is created, um, our minds will go blank when we couldn't
Hmm.
develop a thought or put a thought together if our life depended on it. Uh,
Yeah.
so it's all about having fun. That's what Moving Day is about. And Moving Day also supports the different programs, the books, the easy read books. They used to be called rainbow books because of the colors of each book represented a different aspect.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I still call them the rainbow books, and it's a complete collection. One book may be on mind, mood, memory, nutrition, exercise, activities. Um, so um, Moving Day supports these activities and educational materials through the fundraising that it creates. It also pays for something called Aware and Care. And if you don't mind, I'll show you this very
Oh,
quickly.
please.
The Aware and Care Kit. This Aware and Care Kit costs approximately $30 a bag to put together. And if you
Hmm.
don't mind, we'll just go through a few real quick.
Oh, please.
I even keep my I call it my MERS, my man purse. Everywhere I go, it goes with me. I keep my advance directive in it. Um, but it comes with everything. It's very well thought out. It comes with the hospital action plan booklet. It comes with your medication cards,
Okay.
a fact sheet, which is great. All of this helps the doctors and the medics if you were to have a fall, which I've had, and I make sure it's always close by. Um, it comes with a whole pad of little reminders, medication on time, every time. And it's a great reminder for the medics, doctors,
Oh,
nurses,
good. Excellent.
and medical staff. A little surprise it comes with is your medical ID bracelet. And I'm using two hands so we're not going like this. And you
I
go, what the
understand.
heck was that? And I'll say, I don't know. I don't know what it was either, but there it goes again. But it comes with the ID bracelet. And in case you get stopped by the police because they think you're drunk, you could say, no, I'm not drunk. Here's my card with all of my information.
Hmm.
Um, this in and of itself is just worth its weight in gold. This identification card here. Um, medication forms. The medications we're on, so we can list
Okay.
those. And there's quite a few pages of those. Little do's and don'ts if we have DBS, deep brain stimulation.
Hmm.
So everything that a doctor or an emergency room or a hospital may need is right here in this very nice canvas bag.
That's
And
wonderful.
this is the other side of the bag for your name and some information.
Hmm.
And I like to keep mine close to the front door where I never forget. I can't because it's staring me in the face.
Right.
So these are some of the things that Moving Day um, helps support and supply. And all of this is actually free. The only charge for the Aware and Care Kit is sitting through my little presentation like we just did. And as you can see, that's payment enough, right?
Oh no, I shared with you before we hit record that my dad had Parkinson's, and I just wish we had known about the Parkinson's Foundation 15 years ago when he began his symptoms and his illness. It would have made, I just am certain it would have made a tremendous difference for all of us, and especially for him, most importantly.
the, the, it absolutely does make a difference. The foundation absolutely does. It's just incredible the work they do.
So
The
you're an
staff,
ambassador. What does that mean? You
um,
do things like this. You share.
I do think, yeah, I share. I try to share what little bit of knowledge that I have and hope that I can influence other people and caregivers to take part in some of the activities and some of the learning materials, to sign up and be a volunteer, to
Mhm.
realize that there's no shame in this.
Yeah.
Um, use it as an educational experience. As everyone knows, um, the good thing is Parkinson's won't kill you, and the bad thing is Parkinson's won't kill you. It just wreaks havoc. Every day is different. So we try
One
to
thing
help.
I've noticed that you definitely have is that sense of humor, and that is so important.
It, it,
Attitude
tru-
is.
it truly is. I try not to check my dignity at the door. Although some of the conversations that I've had, definitely some people would say were undignified, such as, when we were talking about not wanting to go far away from the house, just in case, just in
Well,
case.
but that's appreciated because you're willing to share, and people need to know, like you said, they're not alone. You're not. It's that things are normal, or what to expect, what not to expect. That's very important to have someone that honest conversation.
It truly is. And what we try to do is we try to make understanding Parkinson's on less of a doctor's understanding and explanation. So we try to bring it down a notch and speak and educate on in terms that most of us understand. A lot of us, we don't understand what I can't think of what a term, so we'll just move right on over that. Oh, gastroparesis. A
Hmm.
lot of times you get, what is gastroparesis? Oh my God, oh, geez, what the heck? Don't worry about it. You have constipation. You'll get used to it.
So the Parkinson's Foundation, like you said before, they have a whole host of ways of educating and involving people with Parkinson's, and I guess a lot of information also for caregivers,
Oh,
family members, and support.
absolutely. There's a 1-800 helpline. The phone number, the 1-800 helpline is on all of the materials. Sometimes people will get extremely depressed and just
Hmm.
need someone to talk to. There's that avenue and route to
As well.
take. Um, Been there, done that. Um, it's just a great organization. What I find um, so great about the foundation itself is that it's boots on the ground, grassroots.
Hmm.
It's people like Dawn Lewis, who is in charge of the Mid-Atlantic area. Um, if you have a question, we can get it answered very quickly.
Hmm.
Dawn, she is always out there. She's out and about. She's everywhere. She's like the little Energizer bunny.
Yes, she is.
And
She is passionate and caring and knowledgeable and energetic.
she's an incredible lady. We've had the
Yes.
opportunity to go on quite a few adventures together, meeting and helping people with Parkinson's who weren't sure of what direction to go. So that's what I really enjoy about it is you're not a number, you're actually a person, and you
Hmm.
have access to their staff whenever you need it. And how it's broken down into territories is great, whether it's um, Dawn or someone in Florida or someone in New York. You always have that availability of dialing the phone. And you know what? You actually speak to a person,
Yeah.
and it's
Well,
great.
that's a treat. Yes.
It really is.
So you have this local organization, but it's backed by a national. It has the
Yeah,
national research, the programming, the information, but you have a very le- personal level connection to it as well.
absolutely. A few years back, I was at the top of my basement steps. I was going down my basement to change laundry over. Yep, that's right, guys. I kind of do laundry too. Um, and I had what's called a freezing episode. And this freezing episode, when I opened the door, for some reason things seemed smaller, and the top of my body said, "Come on, let's go downstairs and change the laundry." And my legs and feet said, "No, we're going to stay here." Well, I had committed because, we work in a fluid motion, being people.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped and started with the hesitation. And I'm not sure what happened after that or how it even happened, but head first down all 17 wooden steps.
Oh,
And
Larry.
right at the bottom of my steps was the metal pole that holds one of the main beams of the house. Now, when I hit directly in the front of my head.
Oh no.
And it was just a little brush burn and a little cut. Um, I don't remember it, but I woke up about a week later, had all of these things on my head, and I was in a halo, and all kinds of interesting stuff going on. So I had no idea I had taken a week's nap.
Mm.
And so what happened was the fall broke my neck, but not only did it break my neck, it shattered the vertebra in my neck from C2 through C7.
Oh my
There, a
goodness.
few of them, there was nothing left. And it created a spinal injury from the pieces of bone and whatnot. So the little spot on my head had begun to swell, and I had a drain in my head. You know how they, kind of drill and put tubes and stuff like that to
Hmm.
relieve the pressure and drain the drainage. Um, so when we got the brain bleed under control, um, my neck was addressed. So I'm instrument fused from C2 through C7. And I had something around the esophagus that looks like a cell phone from where vertebra used to be. And it's hinged and pinned and all
Oh
kinds.
my gosh.
So I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. And I can remember one day sitting in a wheelchair, drooling down my rag. No, actually, I had a little 3-ounce Dixie cup. We know that's not the truth because I wouldn't have been holding it because I couldn't move. So I'm sitting at the window and I'm looking out the window, and I heard the doctors talking about to my family members, you may want to consider um, some sort of full-time care because we really feel that with the spinal injury that he's not going to recover or ever function normally. So I was given a 12% chance of functioning and learning how to speak properly and care for myself and whatnot. I fooled everybody.
You certainly have, because I mean, we're having this conversation. I saw you get up and walk over to your window, and you're moving your hands, and
Yeah.
uh,
Um, I made sure I took my carbidopa, levodopa a little bit early so that we weren't, you know,
uh,
having a good time together. Um, so I fooled everybody and I started to say, no, this isn't happening. So it became about a 2-year journey of walking and learning to care for myself and speaking. And the one thing everybody is sorry about is since I've learned how to speak again, you can't shut me up.
oh, Larry, that's funny, but it's not funny. I'm very thankful that you were able to do all that you were able to do. And still with your Parkinson's diagnosis, I'm sure the foundation's been extremely helpful and supportive through that whole journey.
The foundation has been incredible. I've gotten a lot of education and had the opportunity to share my knowledge that I've learned through the foundation. I've just learned that there is a whole community out there of people just like me. And I won't say never, I try never to miss an opportunity to work with our Mid-Atlantic president, Dawn Lewis, because she's so knowledgeable and so caring, and she's patient with me.
Well, Larry, I just appreciate you sharing all of this with us. And it looks like Mia, she's up and about behind you. And
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that.
oh, not at all. She's
Yeah,
making herself at home, which she
it's
is. She is at
truly
home.
is her. Yeah, it's truly
Yeah.
her room.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and I am just so glad to meet you, and appreciate you sharing all of this with us.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me, and thank you for sharing. I hope we can do this again sometime.
That would be delightful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.